How you guys doing?
Great. How are
Doing
you
great.
doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much. Congratulations on the film. Tell me what drew you to Sidelined.
Sure.
Yeah, I can take it. I think this project first came to me about a little over 2 years ago, which is crazy to think. It's been quite a process. But when I first read the script, I fell in love like immediately, and then I saw that it was adapted from a book, and so I was like, I need to read the book now and do a little bit of cross-examination here. And so after reading both, I was like, I want to be a part of this. What do I gotta do? And yeah, it was just an immediate like love at first sight for
And how
sure.
about for you, Sienna?
I think I've never done anything like this. So, of course, there's always that excitement of doing something new and then growing from it. But obviously it's an adorable rom-com and it's based on Tay Miley's book, Wattpad sensation. So it's an honor to be a part of and even being considered. But from an actor's point of view, I was so excited to do something new and then also just get to train and dance and work with Noah.
Of course. No.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
For you, when as you both of you, as you're reading the script, are you doing it through the lens of like, I will be this character in here, or are you reading it like as a fanboy or fangirl, or like a work, and you're just consuming the work, and then you go back later and you're like, okay, now let me redo it. Like, what's your process for that?
That is such a cool question. I've never been asked that. I think that I never thought through that, but I believe I always read the script as myself already. Like I
Yeah,
don't
it's interesting.
like that person that the role that I'm playing, it's never outside of myself at that point. If I get the script and I know which character I'm playing, then it's it's me at that point. Like I'm reading it and like
Right.
I'm embodying it and I'm like living that whole storyline beginning to end. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's
Yeah,
how
that's a great question. And I kind of to piggyback off Sienna here, I was trying to think of that as well. Like when I first read the script, obviously I knew the part that I was going for and I knew the part that I was being considered for. And so I think subconsciously you try to kind of go into it not really being too biased of being like, I didn't want to read the story and be like, okay, well, how's my part? I wanted to read the story in and of its entirety and be like, is this just a good script and is it a good book and is it something that I want to be a part of despite who like my guy is? And so yeah, that's a good question. But I think at first, kind of like what Sienna was saying, I read it knowing my role and being like, I think I automatically just place myself there, but try to keep just like an open mind and keep it broad and being like,
Mm,
is it a good story before is it a good role, if you will?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I ask that a lot to people because it's interesting because everybody kind of has a different process. Some people
of
that I've
course.
talked to are like, I read it like dry first, just as a read through, and then I'll
Mhm.
read it again as my character. And other people are like, I read it from the start. So it's always interesting to me to
Yeah,
see
for
what,
sure.
creators or how they approach it.
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing that you guys have done for love?
mm.
If
Uh,
what you feel
You first.
comfortable telling.
oh boy. Love. Love that.
Yeah, that's crazy in of itself right there.
I might not answer that
Yeah,
one.
I'm drawing
Okay.
blanks, but I will say, like, I think that's a great answer. I think offering someone love and it sometimes even can be unconditional love, like that in and of itself is terrifying, and that in and of itself is like, yeah, that can be identified as crazy
That
as
makes
well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that kind of falls into a lot.
Yeah, for sure. There's a book by Brene Brown called The Power of Vulnerability, and
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
so
so dope.
vulnerable.
It's such a dope book, and it's scary to like be vulnerable and be like, I love you or whatever,
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Finally, for you guys, you both have been in various projects in entertainment, but what is something that you have been able to like kind of look back and say, this is something that I would give up nothing for, a sport or a career path or whatever? What's something that you've like kind of drawn a boundary for?
Uh, Family? Are
That's
you saying that
awesome.
like
Yeah.
what can you put everything into that you would not?
Yeah, I'm trying to be as spoiler free as possible as I say it, so
Oh,
I understand
okay.
that's kind of like a weird way that I ended
I
up
love
saying
it.
it. But basically, is there something in your life that you were like for instance, family? Like there, I will never waver with family. Family always comes first, blah, blah,
Mm.
blah. Or football or, whatever it is.
Right. Okay.
Then I'm gonna stick with
Stick with that answer.
family. I'm gonna stick with Hawaii. Like the two things that sort of are who I am. I don't there's you take that out, I think I'm just a blank blank
Mhm.
canvas. Yeah, that is just what I'm built off of. Ugh, nothing more humbling than that.
I love that. How about for you, Noah?
Yeah. Following that, it'd feel a bit shallow if I said, yeah, football. No,
Or
no,
soccer or something, yeah.
exactly, exactly. I mean, shallow as it may sound, soccer was the most important thing in my life, like before acting, to be honest, and this entertainment space that I've kind of been thrusted into. And I think, I think acting, I mean, not to get too far away, family, of course, for me, I'm a huge family guy, so that obviously is we'll do anything for. And I think that is my answer. But going back to something a little bit more of, honing in on one thing, I think I will say acting has become something that is a very it is a very close second to my passion for soccer, which is what I did like my whole life. And kind of with the pandemic and everything kind of got like stripped away from me. I had to pivot, and then the pivot ended up becoming a new lifestyle and worked out. And now we're here. And I think having this been my first time on a set and answering all the questions about acting that I had going into it, I will say that acting has become a very just exciting new thing in my life that I've become very passionate about. And I'm if the industry will have me, I'm stoked to be here and I want to continue to do more projects.
Awesome. Thank you both so much. I can't wait for everybody to see Sidelined exclusively on Tubi. Thank you
That's
guys.
right. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Appreciate it.